Basic angle is super important. You really need to understand the thing called basic angle. Okay, the basic angle is an acute angle made with the y-axis. Okay, so if the theta is equals to 45 degree, right? Okay, so this is 45. My alpha is also 45 degree. Okay, so if theta is equals to 135 degree, when we count angle, right, it's always start from this line to count up. This is 135 degree. Okay, but this is not acute angle. So he have a basic angle. What is his basic angle? This is his basic angle. Okay, the basic angle is equals to 180 minus 135, which is equals to 45 degree. Okay, so my alpha of 135 is equals to 45 degree. Okay, so over here, right, this theta, right, is equals to 180 degree minus alpha. Write this down. Okay. Next, if I have 225 degree, means I'm in the, come to here. This is 225 degree. Okay, and what is the basic angle? The basic angle is here. So this is the alpha, which is 225 minus 180 degree, which also happens to be 45 degree. So when you're here, right, your theta is equals to 180 degree plus alpha. And you are 135, 315 degree. You will go, but this is 90, sorry. I need to emphasize that this is 90. Here to here is 180, here to here 270. So here to here will be, this will be 315 degree. Okay, and where is your alpha? Your alpha is here, which is also equals to 45 degree. So when you're in the fourth quadrant, your theta is equals to 360 degree minus alpha. So that's why I put everything in this way. This is called the first quadrant. Your theta is equals to your alpha. Why is getting the alpha so important is because you realize that 135, 45, all these 135, 45, 225, and 315. When you key them into the calculator, right? When you key sine 45, now you go and key in sine 45 for me. Okay? You'll get 0.707. Okay? Now, go and key in sine 135 for me also in your calculator. You will get the same answer. You key in sine 225. What do you get? Same answer, no, but there's negative sign, right? Yeah, there's negative there, right? Yeah, so what I want to tell you is that when you key in sine 45, it will give you 0.707. When you key in sine 135, it will still give you 0.707. When you key in sine 225, it will also give you 0.707 but with a negative answer. Okay? When you key in sine 315, it will also give you 0.707 but with a negative answer. Okay, so when you key it in, then they will give you the same. This thing is called modulus value. Right now, modulus value. Okay? Modulus value. That means if I ignore the plus minus, my values are the same. So, for angle that is 65 degree, right? What are the other angles, okay, that the basic angle is 65 degree? So the first one, the angle is 65. Then when you go to the second one, it's just 180 degree minus 65 degrees. Okay? The third one is 180 degree plus 65 degree. And the fourth one is 360 degree minus 65 degree. Remember, one basic angle can always give you 4 answers. Okay? One basic angle can always give you 4 angles because there are 4 different ways to express the angle in 4 kind of quadrant. This is called the first quadrant. This is called the second quadrant. This is called the third quadrant. And this is called the fourth quadrant. Okay, so this is in degree. If I am in radian, so pi over 7 is lesser than pi over 2. Because 90 degrees is pi over 2. Okay, so this guy is in the first quadrant. So in the second quadrant, I must use 180 minus my alpha. 180 is pi. So in second quadrant, it's called pi minus pi over 7. In the third quadrant, it's called pi plus pi over 7. And the fourth quadrant is called 2 pi minus pi over 7. So you just treat all of them like a algebra pi over 7. This would be 6 pi over 7. This would be 8 pi over 7. And this would be 13 pi over 7. Okay, so every basic angle can give you 4 answers. All right. And another thing is, every angle that is bigger than 90 degrees, right? Every angle has a basic angle. Every obtuse angle has a basic angle. Any angle that is bigger than obtuse or even reflex angle have a basic acute angle, because the basic angle is always acute. Okay, and you must understand how to find the basic angle of every big angle, because once you know how to find that, you can solve the questions very easily. And when we count the angle, remember I told you, when we count the angle, we always count from this direction. Okay, so for example, over here, right, this angle is 135 degrees. But if I count from this direction, right, to here, right, this is called negative 135 degrees. Okay, another thing is, if the angle is greater than 360 degrees, right, we count as this. One circle is 360 degrees, and then we go up some more, something like that. Okay, if let's say this guy is 45 degrees, right? Yeah, then this whole angle that go one round and go up again, right, is called 405 degrees. Okay, let me ask you, if the theta is equals to 405 degrees, right, what is the basic angle of 405 degrees? 45. So it doesn't matter the angle super big. You sine 45 and sine 405, it will give you the same answer. You key in sine 405, you see whether it gives you 0.707. Yeah, it does. Okay, because later when you study graph, right, the sine graph looks like that, and then it will continue. It will continue. You know, it's just like the heartbeat of a person. It will keep on continue. So that's why the values, right, keep on repeating. Okay. Then if you take physics, this is called an oscillation, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay. So after you know how to find the basic angle, okay, you need to know this CAST rule, or rather, I prefer to call it ASTC. Okay, over this, the first quadrant, everybody is positive. So which means the sine is positive, the cosine is positive, the tangent is positive. That means you sine and cosine or tangent and angle that is from 0 to 90 degrees, right? Anything that's less than 90 degrees, right, you will get a positive value. Okay. Now in the second quadrant, only the sine value will give you the positive. So that means only the sine will give you the positive. Any angle that is in the second quadrant, like 135, 165, that is bigger than 90, smaller than 180, the cosine of the angle will give you a negative value. And then the tangent of any angle that is between 90 to 180 degrees will also give you definite negative. Okay? Then after that, we go to the third quadrant. If you sine an angle that is bigger than 180, smaller than 270, like, okay, over here I write 165, over here maybe I write 45 degrees. Over here, I write maybe 225 degrees. If you sine a 225 degree, it will give you negative. If you cosine 225 degree, it will also give you negative. If you tangent 225 degree, it will give you positive. That's why this is called a T quadrant. The third quadrant is called a T quadrant. The second quadrant is called a S quadrant. Okay, and then so last but not least, if you have like maybe 315 degree, okay, if you, this is called the fourth quadrant. When you sine an angle that is greater than 270, smaller than 360, doesn't have to be 315, anything, 305, 315, 328, the sine will give you negative, the cosine will give you positive, and the tangent will give you negative as well. Okay. So once you understand that which quadrant will give you positive for which trigo, right? It's very easy to do all the trigo equation work. Okay. So that's why this is called the ASTC, all science teacher crazy.